Do you tell your best friend that their partner is cheating on them? It seems like a simple answer, and it is for me, but it's a little more complex. Now, if you're a girl's girl, it's like, well, yeah, duh. But this story gave me some stuff to think about, and I wanted to talk about it. Toot toot. So, in another edition of What the Hell Mail, or my column of a column, we're going to be going over Carolyn, dear Carolyn, who I usually agree with. There is a pony somewhere behind me, but I call him Fabio. He's not coming out right now. He's also a jerk. Dear Carolyn, nosy bridesmaids learns friend's groom was cheating. Now what? Before we get into it, if you're not following my Patreon already, please do. I have a live with Cecilia Regina tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 4 p.m. France time. And all my travel stuff and all kinds of fun stuff is over there. And even if you can't afford a tier, that's how you will be in control over how much you watch my content versus the algorithm deciding for you. Hi, Carolyn. Within the past month, I was in my best friend's wedding. Okay, so this actually, she's married to this dude. Uh-oh. It's not like, for some reason, when I first read this, I read through this stuff really quick and then I read through it for real with y'all. For some reason, I thought they were just engaged. Okay, this happened at the, well, hello, Lucky. I thought this happened at the wedding. Anyway, I shared a hotel room with another female friend who was tight with the bride. Okay, so close friends and groom. Originally friends with the bride, though. I noticed that the roommate friend and the groom were being really chummy over the wedding weekend. So when she left her journal on the nightstand the day after the wedding, I took a peek. Terrible, I know. I wish I hadn't opened. Famous last word. Curiosity killed the cat. Curiosity killed the friendship. I found out that she not only had strong romantic feelings for the groom, but also slept with him multiple times a few months before the wedding. My God, I can't stand this guy. I can't stand this guy. I can't stand the friend. This she's rooming. It's unreal how many men have the audacity to cheat or to even flirt at their own wedding. Now I don't know whether to tell my best friend. The easy thing would be to not say anything, and I've come up with multiple ways to justify the path of least resistance. Please let me know if I need to buck up and tell my friend or take some other course of action. Signed, holding my peace. You know, I was like totally on your side till you signed that. Holding my peace. I don't want a friend like this. Okay, before I get into Carolyn's response, oh my God, pony sighting. Oh, you can barely see him over there. Wait, no, you can't. Where is he? Right there. Okay, what? There he is. Call him Fabio. He's literally Moses' height. I also learned yesterday that it's a he. Everyone's like, that pony's pregnant. Nope, just eats all day. Fabio, beautiful hair. Thank you, Erica, for that.
Pony intermission. Oh,
Oh my God, look, I just noticed the shirt. For the horse girls who follow me, this is for you. I just want to say before we hear Carolyn's thoughts, I am if my partner is cheating on me, you better tell me or you're not my friend kind of gal. I'm a girl's girl. And I don't think I would be friends with somebody who was even questioning whether they should tell me. Although I think there's really good, if I remember correctly, there's really good advice in Carolyn's advice. So there's some good things to ask yourself. But anybody who is going to like hold the peace over telling me information, because here's the thing: if he's cheating while you're engaged, he's gonna cheat while you're married. If he's flirting at your actual wedding with your mutual friend that he met through you, he is going to keep doing that when you're married, and probably with even more women. Like, and here's the thing: this is dangerous. These men will give us STIs, STDs, all that stuff. And I'm going to get to Carolyn in just one second. I want to add this really quick. I just saw a video yesterday, and it was so shocking that the statistics on HIV, 80-something% of women who get HIV, it's from their husbands. They're in monogamous relationships. They're getting it from their husbands. And most of those, over 60%, are from men on the down low. Men getting it from men and then giving HIV to their partners. 80% of HIV infections, I think this was in the US, for women were married women because those women don't think they need to use protection. Why would you? If you're in a monogamous relationship, like married with children and stuff. So I'm sorry, but cheaters besides all the betrayal trauma, they are literally like giving you things that could take your life. And if men are so reckless, like think about it. Do you know how many times have you had to fight a man to put a sock on it? I literally had to lie about my IUD because I realized as soon as I told men I had an IUD, they didn't want to use anything. And I was like, hello, I'm not just worried. I'm taking care of the pregnancy part. I made them like go get condoms. I like literally made them walk blocks to the pharmacy, go get some if they dare to show up my place without them. And we're doing that because I withheld that information because if they think they're covered in that department, they don't want to use protection at all, as if pregnancy is the only thing. They don't even care about that part, by the way. So if they do that with women that they are hooking up with and dating, you think that like, and one night stands. I couldn't believe how many one night stands that I had. And this is when I was having so much fun with my one night stands. So before you come shaming me for this, these were not walks of shames. These are walks of, yeah, that was awesome. Ate my, and that was great. And now I don't have to date this person. We just had fun. Good old consensual fun. Do you know how many of those men who we literally knew we were never going to see each other again still didn't want to use protection? So if men cheat, they're probably not using protection. So this dude is probably not using protection. So this isn't just like a betrayal, lying and cheating. La, la, la. This is literally a health thing. Bourbon Bushi did a great video on this. I don't know when it was. I saw it a couple days ago. I didn't mean to talk about it, so I'm talking about it now. This is a big deal. We don't talk enough about the health ramifications besides the betrayal trauma, the health issues that men cheating, they put their wives' lives in danger because they are not only cheating, but they're just so reckless and selfish and don't care about long-term consequences. They don't even want to put a sock on it when it's with a bear. God. Okay, I'm done. Let's get into what Carolyn's. Look at the way this dog is laying, by the way. Since you know it was horrible, since what's done is done, and since it has no bearing on what you do with the ill-gotten information, I'll let you flog yourself for snooping and get straight to the nut, if you will. Yeah, like I mean, obviously, I don't agree with this woman going through someone else's diary. Like, obviously, she's in the wrong for that. So Carolyn's just like, I'm not going to waste time on like reminding you how messed up that part is. Let's move on. The voice in my head thinks this is an easy one. Tell her, all caps. And that's my initial thought is like, of course you're going to tell her. Of course. In the end, they may be right, but the voices. But knowing when to disclose bad news is never easy because these situations almost always fall into one of two camps. One, I can't believe my friends knew and didn't tell me. That's the camp I would fall into. That is a major betrayal right in and of itself, in addition to the betrayal of the actual cheater. Two, I wish I'd never been told because now I can't get past this. I understand this, but me and I believe most of the people in my closest circle are in the first camp. Unless there's exceptions. There's exceptions, and we're going to go into those in a minute. Meanwhile, each tell or don't tell situation has a unique set of variables, how close you are to the principal player thing, how solid your evidence is, how serious the wrongdoing and its potential consequences are, whether the victim subscribes to ignorance is bliss or the truth will set you free. Okay, that right there is really important. There are some occasions where ignorance is bliss for me. That I don't want to know things I don't need to know. I don't. I used to want to know, and now I literally have to. That doesn't mean I just like don't keep up with current events and don't ever watch the news or anything. That's not what I want to talk about. But I have realized that like my morbid curiosity oftentimes makes me I can't unsee things if I don't need to know. And if there's nothing like there's certain exceptions, but in general, especially with my marriage, I am in the truth will set you free. This may suck, but if I want to know if my husband was cheating, I would want to know because there's no way I'm staying with that man. I don't care how much I love him, how great he is. There's no way I would get over this. And most cheaters will do it again. So I am usually not in the ignorance is bliss camp. And most of the people I surround myself with are not I. For me, I would be much rather go through the pain of truth than the pain of kind of knowing something's up, but not knowing. To me, that is so much worse. That's so much worse that something's wrong, but I don't know what it is. So I must be crazy.
In fact, if
To me, a best friend who doesn't tell me critical information like that, I don't think I would get over the betrayal of them not telling me. Anyway, let's continue. I'm aware of how singularly unhelpful I'm being so far. Look, he's awake. That's what I love about Carolyn. She's like, I know that all this is like not even helping you, but gotta say it anyway. Telling your friend may ultimately be your only bearable choice, especially since the so-called friend, other woman, is still on the scene. See, that's also important. I think it's important no matter what. But this woman, okay, so a couple things. Can you imagine cheating and just being like, Dear Diary, I am so into this man and we cheated for months. In your latest journal entry, and then putting that next to your bed that you're sharing with the very best friend of the bride, you will not convince me there's one of two things happening here. Either A, that is the subconscious at work. And we know that I can't tell you how many times when I look back in my past and even in my current life, my subconscious is actually running the show and I didn't even realize it. I have a current example I'm not going to go into right now because it's so far off topic. But as soon as I realized, oh my God, that's what I'm doing, I'm actively now working against that. So either A, her subconscious kind of like wants to get caught. Maybe she doesn't want to be this way. Maybe she doesn't want to be the other woman and she wants to like experience some consequences. I'm telling you, a lot of times that I actually got in trouble for something, there's a part of me that actually desperately wanted to get in trouble. I didn't know how to stop myself and it's like an outside force to force me to stop. I mean, I've told y'all my getting arrested story in high school. I fully believe that I wanted that to happen in this weird way, even though, like I lost all my friends and I was on house arrest and I, lost my license for a year and had to get, tested, state probation, all this stuff. It was a really life-changing thing. It would have been much worse had I not been a white girl in the South, a teenager. But nonetheless, I still I wanted to get caught. I didn't like what I was doing, but I didn't know how to stop. So it could be subconscious, but it could be so much worse. It could be like her trying to break this up. Her hoping that this friend sees this and then tells her so that they divorce and now she can date him. Like y'all know women, like pick-me's are dangerous. And, women are smart, man. We can come up with pretty brilliant plans sometimes to get our delusional fantasies, especially around men. And we will throw any woman under the bus if we are that delusional and haven't really worked on whatever trauma or conditioning is pushing us to repeat this cycles. Because usually a woman like this is probably not her first time. Same thing for the groom. Probably not his first time. He's probably cheating on lots of people. While this woman is so screwed. You've got to tell her. But still, anytime we know our words are going to have devastating impact on someone else's life and we need to speak those words only after we have ruled out every alternative and as unrealistic. Okay, I'm moving this here in case the pony comes over there. Fabio. Unrealistic, cowardly, self-interested, paternalistic, dangerous, immoral, or cruel. Okay, I really like this checklist. I'm gonna hopefully write this down. Hopefully I remember to. This is a really good checklist because first of all, it depends on your relation to that person. If it's your best friend, it's very different than just like some person at work or like an outer circle friend. Because your best friend, what is in their best interest. You know what they would want, hopefully. So there's that. And then, you have to ask yourself, am I being, the alternative, am I being a coward by not telling her? Is my decision based on self-interest, right? Because a lot of times we can be very controlling, especially if you have like codependency tendencies like myself. It's not just with men that I can be unbelievably codependent. I can be just as codependent, if not more so, with women. A lot of like women who come in, like if you're giving unsolicited advice on a regular basis that no one asked you for, that's the kind of thing we're talking about. You know what I mean? People who can't mind their business cause a lot of harm. At the same time, enabling somebody by not saying something because you want to keep the peace in your friendship, like that is also going to cause even more harm. So is it self-serving? Is it paternalistic? Because even though I may have a hard time being friends with somebody, I can't think of any friend of mine, honestly, that would not want to know the truth. And I love that for me. But, like a lot of times people do things because it's paternalistic and it's like, are you really doing this to help, or you think that you know what's best for everybody? And again, people with codependency really struggle with this one. Another one, dangerous. Is it dangerous? Like, remember that video I did not too long ago of the cheater on the airplane, and then the internet and all these women on the internet, especially that one woman who was in like a crazy marriage, was all out there, like a huge age gap, is out there doxing this man. And none of that is ever going to have consequences for him. Not really. It's always the women who are going to suffer the most consequences. Just look what just happened to Kamala Harris. Did you see the article? The whole expose of what her husband and all the affairs that he's had or whatever, allegedly or whatever. No, not even allegedly. I think like he admitted it. What does that have to do with her? Well, it has a little bit to do with her, but not whether or not she can be president. Better be voting for her. By the way, vote. You got to vote for her. Even if you don't like her, this is a team sport here. Anyway, but it's your choice. Well, we're not into choice feminism over here, but anyway, team spirit. But the way that like the Daily Mail, I think, is one that came out when they're like, oh, look at her hut. It's like, yeah. That's patriarchy right there. You will not convince me not to vote for her because her husband had affairs. Especially when she's running against a man who is literally convicted of and talks about his daughter like he wants to. And has all the vile things that man has done. No. Which, again, make sure you are careful who you align yourself with, because men will destroy women's wives, women's lives, because they destroy our reputation with every decision they make. This is why women protect men. Is because we have everything at stake. Not even them, even if we love them. It's because we suffer the consequences. So in this case, I think it's more dangerous not to tell her, because this dude might be exposing her to STIs and all the kinds of stuff. But when you have domestic violence and other kinds of factors, you have to think about danger. Is it immoral? Am I being cruel? Am I just stirring things up? Like, do I have a selfish motive in this? Or am I truly thinking about what I believe she would want? Because this is a very nuanced, again, as much as I'm a girl's girl, and I have been the person who's been like, hey, I just saw your boyfriend on Bumble, and I'm so glad I told her. So glad I told that friend. I would have hated myself if I hadn't told her. But I had to approach it delicately, like, hey, I just saw something. I think it's going to upset you. Anyway, but this is a great checklist. This is a great checklist, because a lot of times women think they're being girls, and they're actually putting women in danger, or they are just gossiping, or they're just like, they don't understand patriarchy and the way the courts, society, social media, and all kinds of things are going to put a target on that woman's back, not his. Having said all that, I hope she tells her. Or somehow, this is your best friend. This is your best friend. I would never forgive my best friend if she knew this information and didn't tell me. But I know my best friend well enough that she would never do that. You know her probably better than anyone else. Exactly. If it's your best friend, you know what they would want, even if it's going to sting real hard if you have to tell them. Would she want to hear it from you or from him, since forcing his hand is one of your options? See, I love that, because I hadn't really thought about that, but that's absolutely an option. She didn't have to be the bearer of bad news, because, you know, when people who are the bearer of bad news oftentimes get hurt the most. She could go to him and be like, I know about the affair. If you don't tell her, I'm going to. That is honestly, I think, the best approach here. Would she want to know it all? Would she want you to wait till you were confident the affair was still going on? Okay, Carolyn, usually I agree with everything you say, but I do not agree with this line. Who cares if it's still going on? The fact he was having an affair while they were engaged, the fact that he was flirting at their literal wedding weekend. To me, this man he's a cheater. He's going to cheat again. It was more than once. And of all people, one of her friends that she introduced him to, like, that to me makes it so much worse. So much worse. Because now she's going to lose her husband and a friend. Okay, so I don't agree with this, Carolyn. Oh, what happened? I think he's got a fly on him. And if you're still torn after all that, you have this to fall back on. What would you have to do? What would you have her do if you were in her exact same awful position? That's usually kind of the baseline. What would you, if this was you, and also you know her very well, what would you want her to do? When you sincerely don't know how to best take care of her, it becomes a matter of how best to live with yourself. And that's an important question there. Can you live with yourself knowing that she is with a husband who's putting her at risk? So I just want to show you some of the responses from men especially, and some women, because it really shows you how much people really are accepting really terrible friendships, or have really terrible ideas around friendships, or are probably cheating themselves. Look at this. You shouldn't know in the first place because you read her diary. That'll learn you. The messenger is always the one that is destroyed. It's none of your business. The messenger is the one who's always... it's none of your business. Good luck, though, keeping it a secret. Either way, you're screwed. Yeah. Although, yeah, obviously nobody agrees with the way she found out this information, but still doesn't mean she should not tell her. Now, a lot of times I will scratch out the people's names for anonymity's sakes, but Dave Brown decided to say this on the internet for everyone to see on the Washington Post. Don't say a word, and next time, mind your business.
Shut up, Dave. Dave, mind your business. Fuck off.
This man is probably a cheater. I don't know. But any man who would go on the internet and be like, shh, don't say a word, it's none of your business. Either you are having an affair or your friends are having affairs and you are currently keeping that a secret from, you're covering for them, or one of your friends, their partner's cheating and you know it, and like either way, you are either a bad friend or like whatever, but like,
Dave, I can't believe you put this on the internet. Then again, I can.
Your friend is in charge of her relationships. Be silent. Are you really her friend?
Are you Robert? Bob? Bobby? Be silent. Shut up, girl.
I'm sorry. That's probably why the pony's not coming over here. He's like, what's this robot thing? Demon voice. Although this is probably the voice of the pony because he's mean.
He's a mean pony.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I'll stop. Dave was the other one. Robert. I'm curious about your friendships, Robert. See, this is what I mean. When I tell you that men project all the time, if he's saying that, are you really her friend? What is your idea around friendship, Robert? You wouldn't tell your buddy if his wife was cheating on him? You suck as a friend. Or is this because you would cheat and you would expect everyone to be silent and just let you bring STIs home to your partner? Like, I'm telling y'all, until men learn how to be good friends, they're never going to be good partners, because when your husband should be your best friend, and your idea of friendship is really messed up. So I'm guessing you actually have a really bad, unhealthy relationships in general, because what is this? I don't trust you, Bob. Okay, so this was a woman, but I'm going to keep her more anonymous because I protect women more on the internet, because I understand how the internet works than men. But her name is Debbie. Debbie said, this will not end well for you if you choose to interfere. This is information you wouldn't know if you hadn't invaded her privacy. The privacy of your wedding roommate, but the wedding roommate's a cheater. I mean, I get it. It's wrong what she did. But this is you doing a lot of crazy math here, Debbie. Your unacceptable behavior should play no role in this newly married couple's lives. Just let it go. I ignore my husband cheating. You should ignore her husband cheating. That's what this is giving. I'm telling you, don't take wedding or like relationship advice from women who are in unhealthy relationships unless they are fully aware and honest about how unhealthy their relationships are. And then, yeah, divorced women, women who are in unhealthy marriages that want out, but like, and realize, like, listen to them, listen to divorced women, listen to women in healthy relationships, or whatever, but like, don't listen to women like this. Shut your mouth, girl. It's your fault for knowing the information. Let this newly married couple have betrayal trauma all over it. Let this man ruin her life for decades before she finally finds out. Because she's going to find out. Cheaters always get found out eventually. Usually, oftentimes, way later than they should. But they always get found out. But okay, Debbie. Thanks. You know what kind of friend you would be.
Debbie?
This is another woman. You assume she doesn't already know, which maybe she doesn't, but you don't actually know that. I know everyone thinks their BFF tells them everything, but everyone has secrets. What are you talking about? My best friend would absolutely know. If I knew my partner was cheating, first of all, I would hopefully not be with them anymore. But the first person that would know, other than the person who actually cheated, was my best friend. I think all my friends would know, my close ones. Like, what kind of friend are you? Are you keeping this kind of secrets from your best friends? Like that? What is the point of friendship if you're keeping a massive secret like that? Like, I get it. We don't know everything and everything, la, 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 la. But if you would not tell your best friend something like that, what kind of trust is there? And then this is from a man. And usually men leave terrible stuff. But this one, I'm really glad he said that. Well, the friend could be using you to break up a marriage, hoping you will run to the bride and blab. See? Now, that's actually what I think. It could be her subconscious who's like, dear diary, I'm cheating. I'm just going to leave this open with the pen on top just right there. So she can't help herself. But I'm guessing this was actually like thought out more than, like, this is the worst scenario, but I'm kind of thinking this is what it is. And it sucks because this is a friend of hers first and she introduced, but I mean, hopefully that's not the case. Still, either way, if this were me, it would be hard to get over that betrayal of my husband. Like, I would never be able to, like, you have to move on. You may not forgive, but you have to move on. But I think for me, I would be even more devastated by my friend being the person doing that. I don't know if that kind of trauma, that kind of trauma would impact all of my friendships after that, I think, in a way that would make it very hard for me to trust women again. I'm telling you, I think that the betrayal, because our friendships with women are so deep and so much closer a lot of times, because patriarchy has taught us to not fully show up as ourselves in relationships to men. A lot of times we have to really learn how to be ourselves, instead of like, well, does he like me and what does he want and all that crap, right? But you know, a lot of times when women are friends with women, those are the people that we feel safe with. Those are the ones we really open ourselves. And when you have a trauma like that, I think that kind of trauma, oh, microphone, just say goodbye. It always scares me when it does that. When a trauma like that, I think, will impact all your friendships forever. That is going to be very hard for her to get over. And what's going to make it even worse is if the very friend, her best friend, didn't say anything. Do not add a third person to the people this woman is being betrayed by. Unless you know for sure she doesn't want to know. And if that's the case, like, I don't know how you can just, I would never want to go to their house, hang out with them, because I'm going to be like, cheater, he cheated. He's still cheating, probably. Anyway, what do y'all think? Let me know. Let me know if you heard the comment song. Please follow my Patreon. Even if you can't afford it, at least you'll get updates and notifications about the stuff I'm doing. And I have fun over there. Anyway, et voila. Toot toot. I said a pony song. I said a pony song. I said a pony comment song. I'm a hand. It's another pony comment song. Oh, look at the pony with the Fabio like hair swinging in the wind. Pony and a big horse. But pony gets all my attention because it's so cute but apparently mean. And like y'all heard yesterday, it's not a woman. Hold on, am I singing a different song now? Wake me up before the pony comes and gets me, cause it's kind of a jerk. Up the comment song is getting weirder every day. Pony comment song. Leave your comment while I sing to you. Pony song. That pony needs to stop eating, or he's gonna die. Oh, sorry. Okay. Comment songs over. Bye. Et voila. Thanks. Let me know if you heard it. Bye.